This study, published in Current Science, asks what does the groundwater level in a heavily exploited hard rock aquifer really represent? The research was part of a larger study in Tijihully catchment, an area of 1447 square kilometers to the west of Bangalore city. Detailed hydrologic and hydrogeologic investigations were undertaken in 2 milliwatersheds covering about 26 square kilometers. The motivation for the study is that we were unable to explain two phenomena that we observed during field investigations. First, farmer bore wells were getting deeper, but government monitoring bore wells were not showing significant trends. Second, significant variations in the depth to groundwater level were observed even in wells located very close to each other, but there was no obvious pattern. The first thing we did was to conduct a well census in the 2 milliwatersheds. We interviewed farmers to obtain the depth, the year of construction, the number of sources, the yield, the current status, and the year of failure if the well was abandoned. The well census revealed that bore wells are getting deeper, but they are also getting more numerous. Not a single open well in the 2 milliwatersheds held water even after heavy rains. Yet, paradoxically, government monitoring bore wells showed shallow groundwater levels with surprisingly little seasonal variation. We could also not explain the patterns of well failure or the sharp spatial variations in groundwater levels. Sometimes two wells within a few feet of each other with similar depths could have a depth to groundwater hundreds of feet apart. So, to understand what was going on, we approached local borewell camera scan operators. These entrepreneurs use locally available electronic components to scan borewells and are approached by farmers when their borewells fail. We geotagged the scanned wells and noted the depth of the major features during the scan. The scans revealed several interesting features. They showed cascading water from shallow fractures flowing into the well. We were able to observe the water level, fractures both above and below the water, as well as mineralization along joints. The camera scans confirmed that the sharp variations we had observed, even within a short distance, were real, and some interesting patterns began to emerge. Broadly, the scans suggested the existence of three zones: a shallow recharge zone, an intermediate dewatered zone, and a deeper saturated zone. Most wells showed water cascading into the well from shallower fractures. For abandoned wells within the dewatered zone, often the water level coincided with the deepest fracture, suggesting that the water recharging from shallow fractures was draining out via the deeper fracture. Many abandoned wells did not have fractures below the water level, suggestive of stagnant water. In contrast, wells that were productive and terminating in the saturated zone often showed multiple fractures below the water level. Much more work along these lines needs to be done. However, there are some conclusions we can make. Given the sharp variations in groundwater levels and the sparse monitoring well density, we need to be careful about which wells we designate as being representative of regional groundwater levels. It is possible that shallow monitoring wells just hold stagnant water. This suggests that ideally only productive bore wells, confirmed by a pump test or showing fractures below the water level, should be considered for monitoring purposes. Thank you.